Back to the nest as we see our starting lineups right now for Billings Senior first. There's Junior Bergen followed by Bubba Bergen. Right now Jackson Bergen running out there for the Senior Bronx, and lining it all up is Reagan Walker. With me today, back in the flesh, Bruce Parker. Thanks for being here tonight, Bruce.
Well, it's great to be here. I should call you Spencer Bergen. There's a few Bergens on the roster out there, but I'm real excited, Spencer, to be here and be back at it. It's been a long time.
Yeah, we missed you during the final part of the football season, but we're happy to have you back now. Here's Skyview, first Cameron Ketchum. We talked about him in the open, their leading scorer for the Falcons.
Yeah, an outstanding player. You know, not a real big boned guy, but fairly tall, about 6'4", and he can really shoot the basketballs. Skyview's got those two kids that can score, really score. You know, they're without Chaz Haas right now, who turned his ankle in the first minute of the first game, and Coach Drew Haas is hoping to get him back, but you know, Walker has stepped up and really done a nice job in his place.
Yeah, Senior's been really happy with the play of Reagan Walker, and as we saw there with Skyview rounding them out, Peyton Sanders coming off a big performance against West where he scored 25 points. Ketchum had 24 in that blowout win. We'll dive into that more, but Bruce, you've seen a lot of these. There's nothing quite like a good crosstown game here in Billings. Yeah, crosstowns are great. I had a chance many moons ago to play in a couple of them when I was at Billings Senior, and it's just the excitement and the competitiveness by all the fans is really good. And you know, now they've got, you know, the Skyview West Senior, and you know, they get in, Billings Central gets over there to play them, so it's really good for the community and for these teams. Well, and especially during COVID-19 and the ticket restrictions right now, this is about as close as you'll get to a packed house when you get two Billings schools together, and it feels like that. It doesn't, you know, you kind of forget about COVID-19 for a little bit tonight, which is always nice.
We're looking across, Spencer, and there's quite a few fans here, and I'm not sure about the social distancing, but they have them all spread apart a little bit, so that's good.
And here's Junior Bergen getting the offense going. Romay is going to let it fly from three. That one falls short. You see this from Skyview. They love to run in the open court, leaves it for Seibert, and that one goes off the rim. Kuba cleans it up though with the offensive rebound. There's Peyton Sanders laying it out for Kai Koba. And you'll notice not a lot of true bigs as there's a jump hook that drops down for the Falcons. Levi Johnson, the senior guard.
Yeah, good start there for Billings Skyview under the direction of Coach Kevin Morales.
Skip pass to Bubba Bergen. Great look there from the Cousins in the backcourt.
I tell you, you know, I did that football game with you when they played Bozeman, Skyview, and Junior Bergen is a tremendous athlete, and he made things happen in that game enough to get the victory.
Here's Ketchum finding a nice spot in the paint, gets the shooter's touch to roll on in, and that will be the key tonight as they love that 4-out, 1-in dribble drive. If Ketchum can get there, lots of good things will happen for the Falcon offense. And you mentioned Junior Bergen. We talked about with Coach Drew Haas, one of the benefits of the delayed start to the winter season was that guys like him, guys like Jackson Berkeley, had a chance to recover from the football season. Bergen had a separated shoulder, and they didn't have to rush right into hoops.
Yeah, I think that really, I'd like to see that even more. Start the season a little bit later, maybe go a little bit longer. I know with all the sports you have, you go right into the spring sports and track and tennis, and so that's tough. But, you know, I'll tell you, that Bergen is a guy to watch. He had 34 the last night out.
And here's Peyton Sanders, another one of those guys that watch. Beautiful pass out to Ketchum. That one can't find its way to drop down. And here is Bergen, as you mentioned, 34 against CMR, averaging 21 points a game along with 5 assists, kind of the floor general for these Bronx.
Both teams tonight come in with 2-1 records, and Senior finally has crawled into the top 5 rankings. They're at number 5 right now, right behind Skyview at number 4.
Yeah, they think that they can really compete with anybody, even though they're down. Chaz Haas, one of their shooters, as Seibert finds a nice spot in the paint, leaves it out for Sanders. And Sanders, great body control, leaves it on the drop back pass for Ketchum. Coburn Mill shot is blocked, and here come those Bronx. Once again, Junior Bergen leading the charge. But yeah, they just got the top 5. Bergen pulls up from 3 after the jumper, and he's feeling it early. 5 quick points for Junior Bergen.
You know, the #1 team in the state right now is Missoula Sentinel, and they also won football. And you talk about athletes, they can kind of go from one sport to another. Great Falls High ranked #2.
And that was the lone loss so far for Billings Senior, was to Great Falls High. They lost in the final minute, game that really came down to the wire, only losing by 2. And so just kind of evidence of, you know, the quality of a loss when it's just the Bison so far.
Yeah, Bobby Howard has them going up there in Great Falls. A good team for him this year.
There's Jackson Berkeley. He loves to shoot it from deep. That one off the mark. Still feeling some of that hot shooting from Belgrade, where he had 27 points last week. Ketchum, tough guy to leave open, takes advantage, gets to the paint. Cyber out to Koba for 3. And that one drops in. A welcome sight for Kai Koba. Him and Morales both saying that the 3 ball hasn't been following him the way he'd like it so far this season.
Had a chance to talk with Coach Morales last night, and he's really high on this basketball team. He doesn't have a guy like Mims in the middle to block shots anymore. They got to play defense a little bit differently.
And there was a good example there. They wanted to post up, you heard from Senior, because they don't have that same size. No one on the floor right now taller than 6'5" for either team, but beautiful steal by Peyton Sanders. Junior Bergen takes it right back, and we're going to see those two guys go at it all night long.
Yeah, it's going to be a real battle.
Berkeley with a nice move, just couldn't get the finish to drop. Those will be there for him tonight, and there's Koba sneaking behind the back of the defense. And that's a guy that they're very high on. He's came off the bench a year ago, now rising in that role as a starter, and he says he's learning to live up to the pressure that comes with that. He said he's high on him. I think people think of Julius Mims leaving. They think that Skyview lost a lot, but there's 8 seniors followed up with 6 juniors on this team. So most of those guys are back from that state championship run. There's Berkeley again, a lot of room to work down there, still can't get it to go. And you'll see Skyview liking to run this time, a tough turnover as Berkeley gets the steal.
You know, I know it sounds funny, but Billings Senior is still, right now, the current co-state champion.
Billings Skyview.
Billings Skyview.
Yeah, it's still hard to get used to, I know. It's a weird term. And as Peyton Sanders, and here is where the Falcons thrive. Out in the open court, Peyton Sanders leaves it for Ketchum. The great defense on the recovery by Walker and Bergen. Now they come right back. We're going to see this all night long. A lot of open court as Junior Bergen draws the foul. But yeah, as my partner over SWX, Chris Byers, pointed out, the one trend you see with that is no one likes being called the co-state champion so far this year. No matter which one we talk to, from AA down to C, there's a lot of hunger for those teams that were crowned co-state champs.
Yeah, I know. You know, and last year that the team that was also a coach at state champ, Missoula Hellgate, under Coach Jeff Hayes. And yeah, I'm sure those two would like to get together on an outdoor basketball court sometime in the summer, settle the score.
And there is what the Falcons do so quick to score in transition as Ketchum makes them pay, and they take an 11-7 lead here with 2 minutes to go in the first.
This is kind of for the city title.
You could say that, yeah. You definitely could. And here they're running again. Kai Koba, he takes it off the dribble and scores. You look at this roster with that dribble drive offense. Almost everyone on the team is listed as a guard. Koba right now is technically the 5-man, but you wouldn't notice there with the handles, they jump out to a 13-7 lead. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here on SWX.
It was what?
When they played Bozeman Gallatin, it was 1:52 to go in the first quarter. The Skyview Falcons currently lead Billings Senior 13-7. And we've seen a lot of what we talked about in that open, a lot of athletes making great plays, and that's what the Falcons have. They love to play fast, and that's where half of their points have come so far, is in transition, as you see them right now, setting up that 2-2-1 press against Billings Senior.
And in that transition, they are off and running. All five are heading the other way.
That's part of the benefit of having so many guys who can run in the open floor. You mentioned that they're down one guy, Brooks Nelson, the senior 6'5" forward. He's their true five-man. He's still hurt right now for the Falcons. So Koba, who would normally play the four-man or another guard spot, he's been playing big down low.
You know, another thing, Spencer, is East is only playing East teams and West is just playing West teams, so they won't even get together and play each other. The teams from across the state, the Missoula teams, won't see any of the Billings teams.
Check this out, long rebound. That's Seibert, leaves it for Sanders. Good recovery defense, but Ketchum there to clean it up. So quick to score, but that's a great point. And you saw it in the playoffs, I think, kind of work out as Berkeley's still struggling, but it's tough to play teams that you never see. And in my opinion, as a former basketball player, I think it's even harder in basketball when you don't get to see a team before the postseason. It'll be interesting to see how that shakes out when the playoffs arrive.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And you know, they didn't even get a chance to play in any AAU tournaments this summer, travel down to Vegas and play in those big high school tournaments as well.
There's Sanders helping break the press. They get back to Seibert, a rare half-court opportunity right now for the Falcons so far. Both teams sitting in a bit of a zone. Now they're in man. So the first time we've seen the half-court offense really get together for the Falcons with 40 seconds to play here in the first quarter.
And it's been a very, very quick played first quarter.
And Koba again knocks down his second three of the game. And no, seriously, he's been talking about, he said, if I can personally knock down threes, then I think our offense will become unstoppable, because then everyone's truly a threat. And he's hit two in this first quarter, and it's a big reason why the Falcons have a double-digit lead.
Yeah, and as you mentioned before, the playing time that all these guys got last year for Billings Skyview and Billings West, they're a veteran team as well.
We'll see what the call is here on the deflection. They're going to keep it Falcons ball with 6.7 seconds to go. Here's Peyton Sanders catching on the run, attacking hard to the hoop, spinning out of control. Ethan Winya with the steal, and they'll just throw it up. Doesn't happen. So it's 18-7. Skyview lead after one, thanks to the hot shooting of Kai Koba and the strong play in transition. Back in the second quarter after this.
Playing individual schools.
I agree. Where can you have the most fun in Billings? It's Tiny's Tavern. Watch all your favorite sports events on their 12 screens and enjoy the famous Cajun chicken wings. Those are a personal favorite of mine. And don't forget to also check out their great lunch special starting at 11 a.m. along with their full menu. You won't go hungry with a local favorite every Sunday chicken buffet and excellent Sunday brunch over at Tiny's. Remember, you can do catering as well. You can even get a good old-fashioned orange crush to go if you want to take all of that home. And here we are in the second quarter. Skyview holding an 18-7 lead over the Senior Bronx. After the first quarter, you were complimenting Cameron Ketchum, and here he is again on the attack, getting to a spot, looking for a teammate. He does just that, And another easy bucket for the Falcons. That one, Jackson Willems.
Well, I think that's the key, is what you just said. They're getting easy buckets, but it doesn't come from not having hard work and playing great defense. Boy, they have some quickness out there.
Here's Junior Bergen, dials up his third shot attempt of the night from deep. He's 1 for 3 now after that miss, and this is what you'll see. Kai Koba, their 5-man, bringing it up himself. He's going to pull from 3, and that one is first miss of the night. That's how versatile those Falcons are and how much speed when your big man can bring the ball up for you.
Yeah, it's just such a different team this year for Skyview. They're running, they're shooting the ball well from the outside. I really liked watching Mims play when he'd get going for Skyview.
And that, moving on from Julius Mims, Coach Kevin Morales told us has been no simple task on the defensive end. We talked about that blowout win over Billings West, and he said he thinks that's the first time where they started to really adjust from playing without him. And Ketchum agreed as well, and even Coach Haas said, you get used to having that 6'7" rim protector back there, that now guys kind of forget their principles of help defense, and Skyview's starting to remember again that they don't have juice back there to bail them out once in a while.
Yeah, and he'd almost dare people to come inside with the basketball.
And so you'll see it look a little different when Skyview does drop to 2-3 zone. They have to really work hard to stay connected and be in the right places at the right time without that shot blocker there. But right now in man-to-man, as Junior Bergen sets up the offense.
I think they got to get Bergen some more shots. He showed that he can score, and he can score quite well, with the 34 that he had against CM Russell.
And right now, when you look at the guys out there, a lot of young guys, a lot of strong defensive role players that will rely on him to get them in the offense. Bubba Bergen, just a sophomore, he will get his own shot a little bit too. And here he goes, Seton Jr. denies it, goes hard to the rim as he draws the foul. Coach Morales and Ketchum disagree.
But Coach Haas down here, he's feeling pretty good about that call. It's good to see all the Billings teams be good this year and be very competitive. They'll be all involved probably in the state tournament. West High off to a little bit of a tough start.
So far, after losses to both of these teams right here, but they're not senior yet. They haven't yet to play the Bronx, but here the Falcons getting in action quickly. Peyton Sanders going right up, finds a nice spot. Koba confident now, splitting his threes from the night, but Peyton Sanders, the guy that Kevin Morales is very high on. Hard to believe when you think of some of the players who have played for Morales in the 7 years. Peyton Sanders, the first and only to play varsity his freshman season.
Yeah, he's the only guy that Kevin has ever brought up to varsity as a freshman. I didn't know that till began to read about some of this last night. And that's impressive because Kevin's pretty well set in his ways, but he's won 3 state championships, 2 in a row early in his career, and then he was the co-champ last year.
There's Sanders getting his hands all over, and that's what he really loves about the guy. He said he's such a fierce competitor. You see him working hard on defense, but a great pass from Junior Bergen and a much-needed bucket by Taylor Ronish for his senior Bronx. Ronish, another one of those guys who said Haas has been praising for stepping up when they need him in the absence of Chaz Haas. Just a sophomore out there, which is no easy task when you face a team with 14 upperclassmen.
When Drew Haas said that Chaz went down, he said he was in so much pain, he was worried that it was going to be broken, he was going to be done for the year, but he has high hopes of him coming back. In a boot right now.
Yeah, the whole team, I joked with Chaz at practice, I said, well, you must be pretty popular because all the players I interview talk about how much they want you back, and your coach talks about how much they want you back, so you better come back.
Yeah, he'll provide it, but he's going to get some guys that are getting some depth and getting some game time experience to be in there with Chaz out of the lineup.
Falcons going back to that zone now. Senior trying to get some movement. Pretty stagnant. Peyton Sanders again just jumping those routes, but yeah, like you said, when you find out that he's the only one, think about some of the players that have come through Billings Skyview. I mean, we talked about Julius already, but before that, you got Kendall Manuel, a great player for the Grizz. You got Raekwon Evans starring right now for Florida State. I mean, he was on ESPN last night against Louisville And Sanders right here, the only one to play on varsity as a freshman.
And he's starting right now, too, because the guy that had beaten him out has been injured. But he had 24 against North Carolina State, and then he was in double figures last night against Louisville. And yeah, he's a good player. You know, he originally signed with Rocky Mountain College.
Really?
Yep, right down the. I was standing right next to him when he signed his letter of intent for Bill Dreikhosen, and that would have been something for the Frontier Conference.
That'd be a steal.
But he is, you know, I don't know if you've seen him up close and personal, but he is big and strong. He's got a set of shoulders on him, and you know, he's got that physique where he can play at that high level of Division I basketball.
Senior now dropping into a zone of their own. You see that high-low a little bit with Kai Kova trying to kick it out for Ketchum, but Bubba Bergen is there on the jam fingertip. And yeah, I asked Coach Morales about that, about his success, and he just said, you know, basketball is basketball. He's always good coming off that high pick as a sophomore, and now he's really good at it, playing in the ACC for Florida State. And he just praised how humble Evans is and how, you know, he still texts Morales and says thank you. He thanks his team at Florida State, his coaches. Just said that's the biggest thing, is he's such a humble guy.
Yeah, they say he's just as nice as he is good.
Senior having a nice defensive possession here, a lot of rotations, but Ketchum just rises over two defenders and making it look easy. Having a great season, as we mentioned in the open, 19 points a game right now for Ketchum.
Yeah, you know, he does make it look easy. He just rises right up. Great looking jump shot.
And I think you really saw him start to take the reins as Skyview got on that hot streak towards the down end of the last season, where they made it to the state championship, or state semifinal, I should say, before the state tournament was canceled. And then Coach Morales said first summer workout, he just really took it to a whole other level in terms of his leadership qualities and really taking control of this team.
Yeah, that was a strange year last year. Of course, that was strange for everybody, you know, the whole year. And if you didn't know what happened last year at the state tournament, the day of the state championship game, the MHS, they said, we're done.
Nice hands there by Jackson Berkeley. Kicks it up to Romay. Finishes off with a layup. 22-12, Skyview with the lead. A senior tries to apply some pressure of their own with a bit of a half-court trap. Here's Koba picking up on the double team, leaves it out for Skyview. Nice little move, blocked by Berkeley. And they're going to call a whistle on the ground, it looks like, after the shot.
Yeah, Berkeley was quite a playmaker in football as well for the Bronx.
Quite a few touchdown catches on our highlights, it seems like, every Friday from his buddy Junior. Here's Koba looking to inbound out to Seibert.
You know, I do need to say that the administration in the Billings School District and Mark Wall and his coaches and administrators, but Greg Upham, the leader of the pack, the superintendent of schools, has done an amazing job with his staff keeping these schools open and keeping kids out here on courts playing.
And there's another steal by the Skyview Falcons. Ketchum on the run, dodges, but he's fouled. They say by Junior Bergen, and that was led. Previously, you saw that three-pointer from Peyton Sanders over in the corner, so Skyview up to a 25-12 lead. And yeah, you know, you obviously have a ton of experience as an athletic director, but everything is always changing right now for these people in charge.
You know, I said to somebody the other day, I said, this is probably the time in my career that I would have been glad not to be an athletic director, because those guys are working day and night, and it's not very easy.
Well, Skyview took a timeout on the floor. We're going to take a timeout as well. We'll be back with under 2 minutes to go in the first half.
College program and went to nationals and won a national title.
And with 1 minute 44 seconds to go in the first half. Skyview holds a 25-12 lead, and Cameron Ketchum leading the way so far for the Falcons as he goes up to the free throw line. Just told you earlier, 24 points for him in his last contest against Billings West, 11 for 18 from the field. So very efficient scorer. He really thrives in this dribble drive so far, and they've seen success tonight.
You know, Kevin has done a nice job of using his bench in this game tonight, and that's going to pay off the longer you go in the season and the more you have guys hurt and guys that aren't playing. And he's lost a couple valuable guys that aren't on the bench right now.
Yeah, for the first time tonight, we see Connor Chase checking in for the Falcons, and it helps when you need to run a press, or you like to run a press like they do. You need those fresh bodies in order for it to be effective. It's hard to make guys run for 30 minutes straight in a press and keep it effective, but you see Falcons love to jump those passing lanes, and that's why they've had a handful of steals so far in the first half. Bergen in the corner, quick step to the baseline. Koba, great job of just going straight up. And here Ketchum trying to get the Falcons going. Koba attacking to the paint, leaves it outside. Seibert out to Peyton Sanders in the corner. That's good. Second three from that spot right there for Peyton Sanders. That is poetry in motion for the Falcons. Every guy attacking hard, making the right pass. Romay going straight up. Tough shot, and here come the Falcons up to Peyton Sanders. He's got Ketchum streaking down the middle, finds him and scores. Impressive to see when everything's humming for the Falcons.
Yeah, and very, very unselfish basketball players. When there's a guy that's open, they're getting the ball to him.
And that's the key with when you rely on transition, when you rely on a dribble drive offense. Everyone always has to be unselfish, on the same page, attacking hard, making the right pass, all in one concise offense. And so far, they've been able to do just that, and that's why they jump out to a 20-point lead here with 30 seconds to go.
You know, Coach Morales has done such a great job. You know, in years, he's a fairly young head coach. He's been there 7 years, but he's won 3 state championships, and he's been impressive in all of them.
Falcons working it around right now as they hold for the last shot. Seibert up top with him. He's got Ketchum on the right side. Sanders comes up and gets the ball now with 6 seconds to go. 4-3. Sanders going quick to the rack. Lobs it up for Koba. It's good at the buzzer. What a way to end the first half. They set that up the whole way, and that sends Skyview into the locker room with a 34-12 advantage over Billings Senior. It's a very balanced attack overall, multiple guys scoring.
You know, you look and see who's done what this year in the high school ranks, and there's been some upsets. But I'm surprised at the level of the lead here for Skyview.
And an impressive play from Kevin Morales and the Senior Falcons to cap off a great first half for them. 34-12 Skyview lead. We'll show you more on how it happened at the break.
You know, it's amazing. Medicine is amazing.
We talked about them earlier, and we can't talk about them enough. Tiny's Tavern, perhaps the most fun place in Billings to watch all of your favorite sports, 12 TV screens, those famous Cajun chicken wings. Don't forget their great lunch special starting at 11 a.m. Also, on Sunday, we still have some football left. Don't forget that chicken buffet and Sunday brunch. If you have an event coming up, give them a call. No event too big or too small for Tiny's. They offer a full catering menu. They've been voted the best caterer in Billings. Seems like every year, Tiny's the favorite spot for sports enthusiasts of all kinds. Don't forget you can get some drinks to go as well. And it is officially basketball season, and SWX has all the action you need. We have more crosstown rivalries coming your way soon on January 23rd. That's just this weekend. We'll be in the Golden Dome, another crosstown game as they host these Billings Senior Bronx tip-off with the Golden Bears. That one at 2 p.m., a little afternoon matchup for you. And don't forget, we'll also have Big Sky Conference hoops along with these high school games on SWX Montana. We got all the Big Sky Conference games this year, Bruce. You don't have to go to a single Montana State. They'll all be here on SWX.
Well, I'm doing one of the games later in the year for Lion Productions. And I'm
nice.
really looking forward to, I spent 24 years at Montana State and have some great memories about Bozeman and Danny Sprinkle and the Bobcats playing pretty well.
4-0 in conference play. He's got it humming there right now. The Grizz, meanwhile, 2-4 in Big Sky play, but a lot of talent. It's been really fun to watch and follow along with those teams. We won't have too much Frontier Conference action for you. We had a little bit last weekend with Carroll College and some action from Providence, but it's been fun adjusting also with that doubleheader style schedule on Saturdays and Sundays in the Frontier.
Now, do you like that? I know nobody's really had a chance to go through it and find out if it's good or bad, but it seems like a pretty tough deal to go back to back.
Yeah, when we spoke with the girls team for Coach Wes Keller, they definitely talked about how hard that would be. And for coaching, I mean, you get to see how quick your scouting report really works, right? I mean, after that first game if it worked or not. For us, I mean, hey, we get live action every Sunday now. We don't have to just rely on Saturdays. We get it all on Sunday. But right now we have a fun matchup for you here tonight. We'll show you the first half highlights when we return. got the band here up on the nest. It's a crosstown game, so we have about the most fans you can have for a AA game here, with both Billings Senior and Billings Skyview parents in attendance, just on the one set of bleachers over there. But so far, you've only really been cheering if you are a Skyview Falcons fan, as they hold a 34-12 lead. And we check out some of the highlights from the first half. You're going to see a lot of buckets in transition for those Falcons. There's Sanders kicking up ahead to Koba. He had 10 points in the first half, and a lot more of that. Cameron Ketchum leading the way, also in double digits. We've seen a lot of unselfish basketball, and that's why they have that big lead, Bruce.
Yeah, and Kova has, to me, has been the biggest surprise. His three-pointer is falling, he's scoring well, and it seems like when he gets going, everybody gets going on the team.
And that is exactly what he said in practice. He was so confident of himself. He said, when I start hitting shots, we're going to be not just a good team, but we'll be a great team. And that's what happened. And we see how much it spread the floor. Guys like Peyton Sanders hit 2 threes from that corner right there. And the Falcons up to a 34-12 lead, back with the second half when we return. Well, as the referees do some cleanup work here before we get the second half started, we need to remind you it's almost time for one of the best rivalries in all of America, the Brawl of the Wild, coming up Thursday, January 28th. SWX doing what's never been done before, live in Bozeman with coverage of the Lady Grizz and Bobcats from the Brick, and then over in Missoula with coverage of the men's game as well from Dahlberg, all on the same night. 2 games, 2 broadcasts, January 28th on SWX Montana, your home for Big Sky Hoops. And here we are again, Senior looking to get some offense going after just 12 points in the first half against a stingy Falcon defense, taking care of the ball. An issue there in the first half for the Bronx.
You know, as I sit here tonight, I think about those NFL games where guys, or college games where guys are sitting in their front room doing the games.
And a great start there for Senior and Jackson Berkeley. They need to get him going after that big performance a week ago and use that size, and that's what they did. And here they look for more with Romay leading the break. Out to Berkeley, quickly over to Bergen, trying to move that Skyview zone right now. Falcons sitting in that 2-3, and we told you earlier it looks a little different without a big shot blocker back there, but a lot of athletes, a lot of long hands jumping passing lanes has made it tough so far for Senior.
I don't think there's many big guys in the state this year. When I mean big guys, you don't see the 6'7", 6'8" guy playing for any double
Sanders
18.
the lob to catch him, denied at the rim by Romay. Great defensive play there by him to save the easy basket. Yeah, if what we're seeing today is any sign of what's around the rest of the state, not a ton of size, over 6'5", but like you said, the teams won't really know themselves until the state tournament since they're staying within their own divisions. Little dribble handoff for Koba, attacking strong, avoiding the contact, and eventually late call coming in on the Falcons. So it'll be seniors ball under the hoop.
Kind of looking forward to seeing both Great Falls High and Missoula Sentinel. They say Missoula Sentinel is pretty talented. They were really good in football, and winning the state title this year. And they had a bunch of guys transfer over from high schools in Washington and Oregon because they weren't going to play any football. And if they came to Montana, they could play. So it worked out well for Sentinel.
It really did. Clearly that state championship and a lot of talent, as you mentioned. It's here Seibert getting going again. Koba attacking strong. Senior doing a good job rotating this time, but Koba makes the right pass. Seibert knocks down the three.
They can shoot it.
And really, yeah, so far this year, shooting just about 30% or less in their games from three as a team, but quick hands lead to easy buckets. Like you'll see here, catch them up to Koba, up to Sanders. Quick lay-in, fast offense, 41-14, Skyview leads.
Yeah, and it happens quick. They get the ball and they're off and running.
They get back in that press. Sanders and Ketchum come to trap Bergen. Now Seibert chasing Romay, takes it to the hoop. Up for Walker, the corner three. That one's off the mark. That'll be Falcons ball. Nope, they're gonna say it stays with senior under the hoop, saying a deflected shot.
This is so much better having some fans here and the band here that you almost feel like you're at a game. You watch some of those college games, you can hear the guys talking on the bench.
Nice out of bounds play, easy bucket for Jackson Berkeley. Now 4 points here in the third quarter to get him going, but don't blink. Here's Koba attacking hard. They're gonna get a blocking call on the Bronx. That's Taylor Ronish caught in a tough position as Mike Erickson makes the call. Lockwood's athletic director out there.
Yeah, you better be nice to him because he's gonna have to start playing. He is a good guy and a very good athletic director, Mike is.
Ketchum getting to the paint, leaves it off for Koba. Berkeley caught reaching, and Koba makes him not pay. It rolls out. They're still trying to clean it up. Ketchum somehow ending up with it. No, kicking up ahead. It's Junior Bergen waiting for it. Off the hesitation, attack the rim, hanging also no good. A couple close looks, not dropping for either team. There's Koba, great with the handle for a big man, very versatile. Keeps this offense in motion at all times, and you have that. And they say they run a 4-out-1 in, but really running all 5 guards out right now with Koba out there. Bubba Bergen gonna try his luck from 3. That one off the mark. Tough play down there from the sophomore, Taylor Ronish. Getting the bucket for himself off the rebound. Yeah, Erickson doing a great job there over in Lockwood, as you were talking about, coming over from Hardin before this school year.
Yeah, I think the last game I did with you was the football game with Laurel and Billings Central, out in Laurel.
Yep, and then everything else with Billings Central was at Erickson's home in Lockwood. Well, 41-18, a quick timeout here for the Skyview Falcons. Well, you see the huddle right there for the senior Bronx, and the message during the timeout: sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. Everybody in stopping those transition layups for the Skyview Falcons so far. Big reason why they hold a 41-18 lead.
Yeah, pretty simple directions, especially when you say it 3 times.
Always 3 times. That's what drills it into the guys, but easier said than done. Peyton Sanders, they catch him. A deadly backcourt as Ketchum leaves it out for Koba, and that is how a dribble drive offense is supposed to work.
Well, I guess, to a T.
All about getting one guy to commit, making the open pass, and knocking down the shot. 44-18 Falcons. Koba now 3 for 5 on the night from the perimeter.
You know, a real clean basketball game, not many fouls.
Romay there responds with 3 of his own. Yeah, you're right, not a lot of stoppages. It's been nice. Cavs game move fast, and there's Sanders. Quick to the bucket, spin, pump fake. Can't get it to drop. Ethan Winya with the defense there on Sanders. One of the 3 seniors for the Bronx. Berkeley kicks it out to Romay down low. They dribble it out, get it reset with Bergen. Thinks about the shot, but out to Romay. Good attack. Koba comes over, rises above. And here they go off to the races, up to Sanders. Koba tries his luck. Junior Bergen's going to get caught with the foul.
You know, I could see Junior Bergen being an outstanding wide receiver at Montana State, you know, because he's got great speed. He played quarterback last year and played pretty darn well. And but I think he's the kind of guy that will be a wide receiver with his great speed and athletic ability.
All-state wide receiver before moving to quarterback in his senior year for the Bronx. Just a good case of getting your most talented guy the ball as many times as you can for Coach Murdoch over there. And the Bronx doing a similar thing here right now. Quick, a lot of contact, no call there. And the referees are just going to let him play on after a foul and then out of bounds perhaps. Another trap here. And they're going to give Coach Haas a bench warning for harassing the referees a little bit on the calls. You see Haas there not happy with the contact that Willems delivered, kind of showing that you talked about Bergen as a receiver. Well, Willems, an aggressive linebacker for the Falcons, and he was very aggressive on the trap that time.
Good to see Billings Skyview win a couple football games this year.
Great story in the fall season, and there was Willems again using his body and kind of pushing guys around. If they let you get away with it, you got to use your advantage, and that's definitely the advantage for Jackson Willems is his strength.
Very rarely does anybody that gets a foul called on say that there really was a foul. We're being picked on.
Koba leaves it for Seibert. That one off the mark, but a lot of hustle, keeps it in bounds. Seibert saves his own shot after his man gets it out to him. And Ketchum, quick step. They're going to count the basket for Cameron Ketchum. Ketchum, you know, not a lot of flashiness to his game, but really thriving in a dribble drive system where you just have to be assertive, as you see him here taking a quick step, getting to a spot and finishing with the foul.
Yeah, he just plays hard. When he's out on the court, he's always getting after it.
So it's a 47-21 advantage for the Falcons after the missed free throw from Ketchum. Berkeley sitting up top, trying to get going again with a floater. That's a good look. 6 points now for Berkeley in the second half, and Coach Haas wants to take a quick timeout after that latest score. And we'll stay here. You know, maybe a chance for Coach Haas himself to regather with the guys, calm down a little bit. They have 2 timeouts left in the game already, having to burn a couple early.
Yeah, it's good to see Coach Haas getting the Billings senior team back and going again. They've had some great years out of Billings Senior. Of course, it's a very old high school, beautiful high school if you've never had a chance to be in it.
They just got those new bleachers up there at Billings Skyview, or Billings Senior, a great addition for them as well. And we'll get a replay here of that shot from Jackson Berkeley. It's been tough going for him tonight. You see him maybe try to get some more scores in the paint using that size, as he is the tallest man out there. That one from Ketchum before the Berkeley score, the and one, as he leads the game in scoring so far. And there's Berkeley and Bergen. They're still learning. You know, they didn't lose a guy quite as big as Julius Mims, but they lost Nick Eliason, another great pitcher for the Billings Royals when he was here, a great receiver, tight end type guy for seniors. There's Berkeley floating through the air. But with 2 minutes to go in the third, it's the Falcons with a 24-point lead. Koba, quick dribble drive action. Coach Haas asking for the hook, but Koba gets 2.
Yeah, he was right up quickly after that one. I think you could probably hear him.
Skyview, you know, they really don't ever lay off that pressure. They're still trapping here, really getting after it. Nice pass there for Berkeley, hanging in the air as he strings a couple of baskets together.
Yeah, and he's going to have to score if they're going to get back in this, as well as Bergen.
Ethan Winya there on the steal. One of my favorite guys I think I want to talk about in this game. Winya is a center back for the Bronx and on the soccer team in the fall. You don't see too many guys who can play soccer and basketball. Mostly it's either you're good with your hands or your feet. But Winya good with both, and Coach Haas said maybe he's the smartest player in the state of Montana. He said he had an ACT score of 36. I looked it up, Bruce. 36 is a perfect score on the ACT.
And I looked it up. I heard that he did it, and it is the highest score in the state of Montana.
And I talked to Winya. He's a true glue guy. He knows that he's not quite the player as Berkeley. As you see here, him slashing for the and one bucket. Berkeley really getting aggressive here in the third quarter. But he says, I know I'm not at Jackson Berkeley. I know I'm not Junior Bergen, but I'm still the third senior on this team. Guys look to me, they respect me, and they know what he does well, and that's a lot of great defense, especially on the help side, using those tendencies from the soccer field.
Yeah, you know, you and I didn't get 36 put together. So that is very impressive. And also they talked about how when he's on the court, he's always where he's supposed to be. And that's why he makes the plays.
And the rise of Kai Koba is here, settling into his role as a starter. 18 points on the night for him now, 4 of 6 from 3. And here's a nice steal and score, another one for the Falcons. Trent Mosman getting in on the action, 56-27 now with 30 seconds to go in the third. Junior Bergen looking for some help, gets it to Berkeley. And now to Romain now as they look for something to get going. And it's Winya sneaking behind, as you said, right place, right time for the senior guard. Falcons will hold for the last shot here as we approach 10 seconds to go in the third quarter. Seibert going to attack off the dribble. Going to get Junior Bergen for a kick ball with 5.4 seconds to go. Will be side out for the Falcons.
You know, I said it earlier, Spencer, it's so impressive that the way they've gotten through this pandemic in the Billings School District. They've just done a wonderful job.
Sanders tosses up a 3 at the buzzer. That one doesn't drop, and the lead only grows for Skyview. 56-29, fourth quarter coming up next. Well, we have to thank one more time Tiny's Tavern. You know, it takes a lot of people to make this production a possibility, people behind cameras, people in the truck, and Tiny's keeps us all happy and well fed. We got some of that fried chicken, and you can go down there. I know Bruce is a fan. He'll grab something to take home with me after the game. So thank you, Tiny's, for feeding us tonight while we work this production.
What do you mean I will grab something? What do you smell behind us?
Oh, yeah. I know Lisa's already got you covered.
Yeah. I know the crew was so excited that they got chicken today.
Yeah, that was me. That was me. The one. I think Tiny's heard my calls. As there's Berkeley with another 3. All of a sudden, he has 9 points in the second half as he's gotten a lot more aggressive. Just like we'll get aggressive on that chicken. Well, here are the Falcons. We'll get back to the game. Kai Koba, he's been confident tonight. That one doesn't drop. But so Koba really seeing his shot fall tonight from 3.
You know, they have a lot of guys scoring. Their depth is amazing. I think it's going to really, you know, as we talked about in the first half, as the season continues to go, it's going to really prove to be a plus for that basketball team.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things I've learned when I talk to teams here is almost every team says that their strength is that they've played together since 3rd grade. And the funny thing is I mean, in Montana, almost every team can say that, right? And
yeah,
so I love it when a team says, oh, our strength is we've played together for so long. And it's like, well, almost everyone has. I mean, look at Jackson Berkeley and Junior Bergen, for example. They've played together forever in all sports. But with the Skyview Falcons, I think there is something to be said when you have so many guys in the exact same class together. And with those 8 seniors, you see it really thrive in this offense with Coach Morales. Let's catch him again on the attack, draws foul from Winya.
He doesn't have to play a lot of young guys because he's got such strength from the top to the bottom of the roster.
And he just doesn't have them. He only has 3 sophomores.
Yeah.
I mean, after the 8 seniors, he's got 6 juniors. So even if you say he gets some young guys in here at the end of this game that's getting close to out of hand, there's still not a huge drop-off as Sanders knocks down another one from deep with a big smirk on his face there.
These guys are liking it tonight. This is it's a fun way to spend an evening.
It's the 4th 3 for Sanders, and we said they have shooters, but really they haven't shot that well, about 25% from beyond the arc. But tonight, they're letting it fly, and they're seeing the net snap for them. Seibert brings it up. 59-32 advantage. And here's Ketchum attacking strong, getting to a spot. There'll be another blocking foul there. Berkeley getting caught with it, just having a hard time keeping these guys in motion. Let's go to that Sanders 3 real fast, just because, you know, Bruce, we do this stuff for the kids, and you love it when you see them having fun out there. Check out the smile, because everything's dropping down.
Well, it's so great that they're still playing right now. And definitely. I hope they continue to play. You know, you worry about it every day. It sure is nice to see a lot of people wearing masks still.
Yeah, and you have to when we're inside now more, and it is nice to see people taking it seriously. You see the numbers start to drop, and Jackson Berkeley with his hands in the air on that one just doesn't know what else he can do to keep a guy in front of him without fouling.
Well, we got the plexiglass between us, so that's pretty good.
I didn't have to throw on the face mask today because we had the plexiglass, the Andy Reid face shield.
Now we do have the masks on. We are wearing masks in here, and Skyview and the district have done a good job taking care of us. We're socially distancing, and we all have masks on.
And the Falcons, Morales not letting his guys take a night off of work, up 61-32, 5 minutes of play. And Cameron Ketchum, Peyton Sanders, Seibert also up front, running that press, that 2-2-1 press, working hard, sprinting everywhere.
Yeah, they're not calling off the dogs yet.
Well, you know, I think we talk about COVID just a little bit, but when you have that, you don't know how many games, and you don't know, you don't get to play people from the western side of the state. You need to fine-tune everything you can, because this season's going to go by fast. We're going to have districts in 3-4 weeks. I mean, it's going to be here all of a sudden. So any live action you get, you have to take advantage.
You know, as far as you guys in the media world, in the television world, it's worked out pretty good because you can't turn the TV on now without seeing a live game.
It does work out well for us. That's why I said, like, that doubleheader, too, with the Frontier Conference. I mean, we now have games on Sundays even. I mean, we always now have an event going on somewhere, and it's great to have.
Yeah, I've got 16 Frontier games that I'm scheduled to do.
That's a good workload.
It'll be a good workload, yeah, if I can make it after being out of action for so long.
Ketchum loses it midair, kind of got hit in the eyes possibly, but good steal. There's Ethan Winya leads the charge, leaves it out for Reagan Walker. And you get some young guys in here for the senior Bronx also in right now.
You know, Spencer, this is the first game that I've done in a long time.
Yeah,
you know,
it's been a while.
Basketball. The last game I did was a basketball or a football game with you.
And yeah, and in that one, Billings Central looked like the runaway champs. In the final game of the year, it was Laurel who took them down.
Yeah, that shocked me. But congratulations to Coach Ludwig. They did a super job coming back.
So here the Bronx is trying to get some guys some run. Reagan Walker, pump fake, gets to a spot, rises for the jumper. That one short. Ketchum brings it up for the Falcons, 63-35 advantage with 3.5 to go. Ketchum again getting to the paint with ease, leaves it for Seibert. Seibert to the corner, thinking about the three there is Trent Mosman. And again, a nice drive. That one doesn't drop, but Seibert will shoot for 2. I think Seibert's a guy who people aren't going to talk about enough this year for the Falcons because Ketchum, Sanders, and now Koba really stepping up. Koba and Sanders, 2 great juniors, but Seibert, another one of those seniors that, you know, dare I say similar, they say the Bronx missed Chaz Haas. I think you take Seibert out of here, you lose a lot of that defense, a lot of those steals, a lot of that ball handling. He's a really valuable player for Skyview.
Yeah, he is. You know, he's an unsung hero type of guy. You know, he just goes out and works, and that turns into a lot of steals and a lot of assists.
And we got some guys checking in for the Falcons. A lot of them who we saw as we were waiting for this one to get started in the JV game. And so now we get the young guys coming in. We have Reese Owens there at guard. Caden Alexander. Good experience for some of these young guys today. Get some varsity speed action.
Yeah, the JV game won by Billings Senior tonight over Skyview.
Yeah, Senior winning by double digits, but right now this one, Skyview with a 30-point lead over their crosstown rivals, the Bronx. This coming off a over 20-point win over West, and so crowning themselves so far Kings of Billings.
Was that game at West?
That game was at West. You don't see that happen too often.
Shocks me.
But West lost at Bozeman or against Bozeman at home as well.
And you know, Gallatin beat Bozeman, and then Bozeman's beaten some good teams.
Bozeman beat the Skyview team who you see tonight. Skyview coming in at number 4 in 406 Sports' rankings, and the reason they're down there a lot is because of that loss to Bozeman. And I spoke with Cameron Ketchum about it, and he said, you know, we just were really flat. They eventually fell by 6, but it was in Bozeman. He said they got seated on the bleachers at 10 a.m. that Saturday, and they didn't tip off till 4 p.m. And he said, you know, just sitting on those bleachers just kind of killed us. And you see with a team like this where they want to get after you, they want to run.
Yeah, they do.
And he said he said bus ride and 6 hours on the bleachers, we were just flat and could not get over it. He said it's just one of those days.
And then I think Bozeman beat Gallatin bad.
Yeah, it's you're going to see, I mean, anyone can always win, right? And that's what makes it fun at this level. As here's Owens. He loses the handle. Bronx looking to get some run. That's Mello Pine, junior guard. Pine going to try the 3, and it hops on in. Mello Pine having some success since he's checked in here.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of 3-pointers tonight for Skyview. We don't have a stat sheet, but
I do my best to keep track for some guys,
hard.
But Senior and Skyview both just with those perimeter set offenses, you know, it comes down to who can get more stops and often who's hitting more from 3 and early on And throughout most of the contest, it was the Falcons doing that, and that's why they hold this lead and are on their way to a win as we work our way down here. Under 2 minutes to go. And Bruce, you know, I think a lot of people know you're a well-loved person in the sports community across the state, but it's good to see that everything, you know, I love sharing this story. I was actually calling a game that night. You remember, you called us that morning and said, hey, Spencer, I'm not coming to the game tonight. It was Billings Central and Miles City. And, you know, then we hear that it's because you're going to Arizona, get the kidney. And my favorite part is, I don't think I told you this, how many people I told and how that became the best part of their day. I think I told a dozen people before the game, hey guys, I'm not going to have Bruce with me. He's going to Arizona. And it was like the results of the game against two teams who don't like each other became completely irrelevant to everyone.
Yeah, and one of the things I was most worried about is that I was going to miss the game and you were going to have to find somebody to take my place. But it's the gift of life, and I'll be forever grateful for it. And, you know, you don't know who gave you the kidney unless they decide, their family decides they want to tell you. So I don't know who was so grateful to give me life, but and it's an amazing deal.
Well, like I said, so many people so happy that that was able to happen for you. And it's good to have you out here tonight and back with us all winter season long. And like you said, the gift of life. I did stories when I was doing news about tissue donation and just how, you know, some of those donations, it's not just one person that it impacts. I met a mother, and her son died at the age of 21 in a car crash, and he's impacted over 20 people with his tissue donation.
Wow.
I mean, and the letters and the indirect family, you know, all these people that you can impact, and it's quite impressive. And so here we go, though, tonight. Skyview Falcons emerge victorious 71-43. Two big statement wins. First over Billings West, now another crosstown rival, Billings Bronx. Impressive, Bruce. I know this is the first time you've seen them tonight. What do you think of the Falcons?
Yeah, I was really impressed. They're a basketball team that can win. They could win a state title because they're so deep in what they do. They got guys that can run. They got guys that can shoot, and they play great defense. I don't know how many steals they had tonight, but it's a lot.
Double-digit steals, double-digit three-pointers. And if you're watching from the other side of the state, well, you got a chance to see that they didn't get to play for that state title, but Skyview's back, and they're hungry for another shot at a state AA championship. For Bruce Parker, for myself, from up here on the hill at Billings Skyview, we'll see you next time here on SWX.